Chapters 31 to 36 of the Rule of St. Benedict. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Martin Geeson. The Rule of St. Benedict by St. Benedict of Nursia. Translated by Anonymous. Chapter 31. What kind of man the cellarer of the monastery ought to be. Let there be chosen out of the community as cellarer of the monastery a man who is wise, ripe in manners, and sober, not a great eater, not haughty, not hasty nor insulting, not slow nor wasteful, but fearing God, and acting as a father to the whole brotherhood. Let him have care of all things, and without the command of the abbot do nothing. Let him take heed of all that is ordered, and not sadden his brethren. But if any brother shall perchance ask anything of him that is not reasonable, let him not, by contemptuously spurning, grieve him, but reasonably and with all humility refuse what he asks for amiss. Let him have regard for his own soul, mindful of that rule of the Apostle, "They that have ministered well shall purchase for themselves a good degree." 1 Timothy 3, verse 13. Let him care diligently for the sick, the children, the guests, and the poor, knowing without doubt that for all these he shall give an account on the judgment day. Let him look upon all the vessels and goods of the monastery as if they were the sacred vessels of the altar. Let him neglect nothing, neither let him be covetous nor prodigal, not wasteful of the goods of the monastery, but do all things with moderation, and according to the command of his abbot. Above all things let him have humility, and give at least a gentle answer unto him on whom he hath nothing else to bestow. For it is written, "A good word is above the best gift." Ecclesiasticus chapter 18, verse 17. Let him have under his care all that the abbot shall appoint, and presume not to meddle with anything from which he shall forbid him. Let him give to the brethren their appointed allowance of food, without arrogance or delay, that they be not scandalized, mindful of that divine word which tells what punishment he deserves who shall scandalize one of these little ones. Matthew chapter 18, verse 6. If the community be large, let there be given to him helpers, by whose aid he may quietly perform the office committed to his charge. Let such things as are to be given or asked for be given and asked for at suitable hours, that no one may be troubled or saddened in the house of God. Chapter 32. Of the iron tools or goods of the monastery. For keeping the iron tools, clothes, or other goods belonging to the monastery, let the abbot appoint brethren of whose life and conversation he may be sure, and to them let him allot all things to be kept, as he shall judge most expedient. Of these let the abbot keep a list, that, as the brethren succeed each other in their various occupations, he may know what he gives and what he receives. If any one shall use the property of the monastery in a slovenly or negligent manner, let him be rebuked. If he does not amend, let him be subjected to regular discipline. Chapter 33. Whether monks ought to have anything of their own. Especially let this vice be cut away from the monastery by the very roots. that no one presume, without leave of the abbot, to give or receive, or hold as his own, anything whatsoever, either book or tablets or pen, or anything at all, because they are men whose very bodies and wills are not in their own power. But all that is necessary they may hope for from the father of the monastery, nor can they keep anything which the abbot has not given or allowed. Let all things be common to all, as it is written. Neither did any one say to think that aught was his own. Acts chapter 4, verse 32. If any one shall be found given to this most wicked vice, let him be admonished once or twice, and if he do not amend, let him be subjected to correction. Chapter 34. Whether all ought equally to receive what is needful. As it is written, distribution was made to every one according as he had need. Acts chapter 4, verse 35. By this we do not say that there should be accepting of persons, which God forbid, but that due consideration should be shown to each one's infirmities. Therefore let him who needeth less give God thanks, and be not grieved. And let him who needeth more be humbled for his infirmity, and not lifted up for the mercy that is shown him. And thus all the members shall be in peace. Above all things take heed there be no murmuring, by word or sign, upon any occasion whatsoever. If any one shall be found faulty in this respect, let him be subjected to most severe discipline. Chapter 35. Of the weekly servers in the kitchen. The brethren are so to serve each other, that no one be excused from the office of the kitchen, unless he be hindered by sickness or other business of more profit, because a greater reward is gotten thence. But let the weaker brethren have help, that they may do their work without sadness. And let all generally have help according as the number of the community and the situation of the place shall require. If the community be great, let the cellarer be excused from the kitchen, and, as we have said before, such as are employed in matters of greater profit. Let the rest serve each other in charity. On Saturday let him who endeth his week in the kitchen make all things clean. Let him wash the towels wherewith the brethren wipe their hands and feet. And let both him who goeth out and him who cometh in wash the feet of all. He shall hand over to the cellarer, clean and whole, all the vessels of his office. And the cellarer shall deliver them to him who entereth upon his office, that he may know what he giveth and what he receiveth. Let these weekly officers, 1 hour before refection, take each a draught of drink, and a piece of bread, over and above the appointed allowance, that at the hour of refection they may serve their brethren without murmuring, or great labour. Nevertheless, on solemn days let all forbear till after Mass. On Sunday, immediately after Lauds, both the outgoing and the incoming officers for the week shall cast themselves upon their knees before all, and ask to be prayed for. Let him that hath ended his office say the verse, Blessed art thou, O Lord God, who didst help me and console me. Psalm 85, verse 17. Which being thrice repeated, he shall receive the blessing. Let him who entereth upon his office follow immediately after and say, O God, incline unto mine aid. O Lord, make haste to help me. Psalm 69, verse 2. Let this likewise be thrice repeated by all. And having received the blessing, let him enter upon his office. Chapter 36. Of the sick brethren. Before all things, and above all things, special care must be taken of the sick, so that they may be served in very deed, as Christ himself. For he saith, I was sick, and ye visited me. Matthew chapter 25, verse 26. And what ye did to one of these my least brethren, ye did to me. Ibidem, verse 40. But let the sick themselves bear in mind that they are served for the honour of God, and must not grieve the brethren who serve them by their extravagant demands. Nevertheless, they must patiently be borne with, because there is gotten from such a more abundant reward. Therefore let the abbot take special care they be not neglected. Let a separate cell be set apart for their use, and an attendant that is God-fearing, diligent, and careful. As often as it shall be expedient, let the use of baths be allowed the sick. But to such as are in health, and especially to the young, let it be seldom granted. Moreover, the sick and weakly may be allowed the use of flesh meat for their recovery. As soon, however, as they get better, they must all, after the accustomed manner, abstain from meat. Let the abbot take special care that the cellarer or attendants neglect not the sick, because whatever is done amiss by his disciples is imputed to himself. End of chapter 36. End of chapters 31 to 36.